Welcome to Life by Design, episode 5 in we series Be the Change, the power of one person for create change. March 25 na Safe Motherhood Day, the day where the world sets aside for recognize and mobilize all the efforts them where we've been done they make for make sure say we improve woman then well body one. And as part of we Be the Change campaign today, we dey look at one and the things them where they contribute the most for make woman then die from born. That is when girl picking then they tot belly. We call it teenage pregnancy. And we guest today for the show now no less a person than the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone. We don't be a very strong advocate for woman and well body one all over the country and also tap the die with woman then they die from born. All this and much more, including your Ebola update, day for you now the show today. I'm Joe Abbas and this is Life by Design.
Be the change that you want to see.
According to the Demographic Health Survey 2013, 4 out of every 10 women where they die from born, now girl picking them, we not been do forget belly yet. Once you get a lot of other factors them where they contribute for make woman then die from born, they don't find out say instead now one of the major things them where they cause this for happen. With national statistics now the country say, out of every 10 women we get belly in the country, 4 of them now girl picking them, we not been do forget belly yet. The statistics also say out of every 10 women where they between the age of 15 to 19, 3 of them already done born. UNICEF also say one of the major things that we make girl picking then they drop out of school now because then they get belly. And you know when we talk about the imbalance between boy picking their education and girl picking their education, this is a major issue. Waiting this they tell you now that if we for reduce the number of women and where they die from born and the number of girl picking and where they drop out of school, we for attack teenage pregnancy. The government through the Ministry of Education recently pull a policy we say they're not going to allow any picking, any girl picking will get belly where the belly don't begin show for make it take public exams. And human rights organizations them really been come out and try for criticize. Now one press release where them pull out 25th of February state say the commission is of the view that this policy discriminates against women and girls, and this pattern of stigmatizing pregnant young women would only worsen their marginalization as well as their vulnerability. If you want to put on a straight Creole, they say the Human Rights Commission they say this kind of way we treat women and girl picking, they help for make we reduce them in society. And they only increase the point finger with the point finger, especially when girl picking them, we take belly. What do you think about this? Well, we take with microphone and go to the streets of Freetown and find out what in salon people them also think about this. And these are some of the things them where them here for say.
Government in decision we take a right because we not meet with big people and being get belly, don't need to go school. If you get belly now, you for wait till you don't born, then you continue schooling.
Without issue, me I not can say it define to me on side. All together you get belly or you not get belly, kubra, you go school.
First we get belly not for go school, and because if you go school, you not go able to concentrate.
Me self support the government on that. Say they not for go school. Then for wait after they don't born, then the government will allow them for go school.
Well, me I feel to say na a very good reason that they for let picking where they will get belly, enough for go school. In the first place, the other picking they will see where they don't get belly, then they go school. Then self they will copy the same kind of example and you know go find. Instead of we get a lot of complication inside the classroom then, a lot of complication by the picking them. Belly not for picking. When picking don't get belly, let it sit down, take it born. At least that small time where it take it is strong and it go able feel free for go and go mingle with in company then. It has to go rest, it go able for land book.
Obviously, first of all, it gets a very bad effect on the country. Because what you do, then say when you educate a girl child, you educate a country. But presently, when the picking don't get belly, now -1 person way for can help to the development of the country. So therefore, obviously, the development of the country don't slow down a bit. But if the picking get belly, it go to school. Waiting na the impact to get for me. You not get no positive impact. it get for go make a negative impact. So therefore, I want to support the government. As I say, I stand strongly by that for let the pikin wait stay after he don't born down before he go school.
You know say you aid count for book. You want pay attention by your book. As waiting we meet. Elect school no day. In the quiet moment, elect na 1 hour per day. Put on a corner, say this 1 hour I for the read me book. But nowadays this PlayStation or the phonographic movies where them picking and they watch all long contribute to this kind of thing. So my men that the business now simple thing for them school picking and now. They can do it anyhow then like now just uniform no more can cover them. But not to all. The one they will come on at home. No say at home then come on. Then they will come on at house and they can get them behavior then they go and get belly free one so. And they even know the waiting for do now pass with the big one then.
I want to advise and say girls should be girls and not mothers. Because on the contrary, if you dare you na girl picking, the most way you mama and papa then for they tell you for be content. Because some of the picking they right now where they get belly and not content. So are they ask me comping girl picking there. Me comping teenagers where they out there where they watch me, let them be content with whatever they get. Because if you're not content, the only way you can get the money is through sex. And that's through sex the way they get the money, now they the belly they come out. So they advise me come figure picking there, let them abstain from sex and let them be content.
The history of the struggle is rich with the stories of heroes and heroines. Some of them leaders, some of them followers. All of them deserve to be remembered. My name is Jimmy Yeni Bangura. I grew up on my own in the streets of Freetown, did all manual jobs. When I used to roam the beaches of Freetown as a tour guide for tourists that came from different parts of the world, this is one way of sustaining myself, but always was very focused from day one, very determined to make it in life. Went to the States, got myself an education, started out there as a producer, went to South Africa, made a name for myself, became a big artist.
A young man from the coast of West Africa had a plan in his head he would make it far. Made his way to the UK.
When I came back home, I established one of the most modern recording studios in West Africa then. Was able to produce over 50, 60 artists from Sierra Leone. I want to encourage all my younger brothers and sisters not to give up the struggle. It doesn't matter your background, because I came from a very disadvantaged, humble background. But if I can make it, so can you.
Change that you want to see.
Well, you know, I don't give you all the grim statistics. I don't give you all the grim data. I don't show you waiting people and talking at the streets of Freetown about this teenage pregnancy, woman the way they die and born. I want to bring come now the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, where in name synonymous with woman well body in the country, and for so many reasons, especially for able to reduce the number of women them way they die and born. Inside 2010, it been launched the AU directive where we make women and pull music, and we already sing no belly woman no for die. And following that, the president launched the free healthcare initiative where all have been part of the process for say we increase women and well body business and reduce the number of women them where they die and born. Madam First Lady, welcome to Life by Design, man.
Thank you, Amas.
25th March, we observe Safe Motherhood Day. Now, Salono mo they observe them on the world.
Worldwide day.
What are the importance of Safe Motherhood Day? Why should we set a day apart for say we celebrate Safe Motherhood?
Sierra Leone is a country where we get one of the worst indices of maternal mortality. So the African Union decides to let African countries then the leaders then begin looking into how they go strengthen the health sector, how they go strengthen the community for let them decrease maternal mortality and increase child survival. We launched a PCMH. I've been taking the leadership role in 2010, and on that same day they then declare say March 25th for be called Safe Motherhood Day. That's now the day where we go promote maternal health, maternal well-being, all waiting belly woman for do for let you get healthy living and safe delivery, and all the factors then like teenage pregnancy, wey can affect maternal mortality, complications then like fistulas, and so on. Several other things. In the early days, we've been they even promote exclusive breastfeeding because the nutrition of the mother and baby very important. So now a day where they celebrate safe.
You know, celebrating, recognizing. What can it change anything, man? Can it change anything?
It change a lot. Where you go Canada the function, you go see what will they do.
So there'll be a program held.
Full program.
Where is it going to be held now?
At PCMH Hospital.
Why PCMH? Of course, the main referral hospital
yes.
for women,
Yes.
you know, maternal women that will get better.
Exactly.
And tell me, how much this the money you? Not to the fact that you're not just first lady, but the fact that you're a woman, the fact that you're a mama, and the fact that you get medical background. What does it feel like when you see the statistics say almost 1,000 people they die, or almost they die out of every 1,000 na Sierra Leone where woman and they die born? What does it feel like for you, man?
We don't want to lose anybody to childbirth. We don't do a lot of work and studies in this region. Some countries they get very low, minimum advanced country then and childbirth. Post Bella woman no for left born. Now we slogan that. If you do the right things and the person said do the right things, you're supposed to come home safe with your baby. One of the worst things that can happen to any woman in this world. Now for don't carry the pregnancy for 9 months, then you go to hospital, you're not able to come home with your baby. The loss can so much that most women they're not able to be the same again. And it can be worse where you lost the baby and you lost the mommy self. For lose a mother and the bread basket of society. You, Joe, you're a highly educated man. You know the economic impact of that loss in our society. You know what it can happen to the gross national product. But we're not going into that for now. Now big tragedy. And no one for lose any woman a salon to childbirth.
And one of the things that we will know recently that because this Ebola epidemic in the country, everybody they afraid for going to hospital, including Belen woman then. Yes. Anyway, we don't see from the statistics we don't increase the number of maternal mortality women in where they die born because when they die in a house, they want to give birth in a house because they're afraid for kind of hospital. How are we going to resolve this, man? Anything the way it's being done currently where you know, man?
The government they revamp the hospitals then. The donors then, some of the donors like UN Women them, we get an initiative where we call Mano River Union First Ladies Initiative, where they look at the health sector in particular for encourage people then for come back in the hospital. The hospital are the safest place for get you baby. Because when complications arise or you get problem, you can get teamwork. All man go come together for save your life. We don't pass that stage there, we not they promote home delivery. Because if you get complication, no matter how experienced the midwife can be, they can still lose the baby because they not get transfusion. If the person they lost blood, they're not able to give blood. If na cesarean in need, you're not able to do cesarean na host na all that they lead to ruptured uterus, fistulas, even loss of life. So the hospital is the safest place. The Ebola cause problems. Now this you call the direct effect of Ebola and the indirect effects. Because we all know how deadly Ebola be, people then they afraid for go hospital. People then they die in a house of simple thing like even headache, blood pressure problem, then they die because faith not there in the hospital. So on that day, we they promote people, they encourage people then for come back in the hospital. The nurses then the medical team, they don't go through rigorous training, they're prepared. We got what we call infection control training, barrier nursing, then they wear gloves and wear apron, and if they see signs of Ebola, then go do temperature check, then go deliver you in a safe place. We are not afraid for Kana hospital. We got what we call triage nursing, where we don't put in place, where you go come, they examine you, then separate you, go into another area, you know, go just mix. Let them not afraid. But above all, the nurses and medical staff then therefore be prepared because themselves some of them get fear. We lost personnel.
Yeah.
Some people they wait and see what Ebola do, they're afraid. Then they're afraid for work in that area they live. Now then they will get psychosocial counseling for them. When I say we, the government of Salone and partners then including me office, who all they promote sentinel, they who all the fear comot from the doctors and nurses and the hospital staff them, and also me they come with a very strong voice for advocates to the woman again, let them still come to hospital. That all measures they in place, then will deliver safely and able to go now with them baby there.
If you listen and watch Life by Design, they come to you from a special edition as we celebrate International Safe Motherhood Day. And we guest today for the show at the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Madam Sia Nyama Koroma, where they talk about the celebration what we they do for Safe Motherhood Day and waiting in office and all government agencies don't they do for make sure say we reduce the number of women that will go diaper and born. And also we will come on the second major topic on this issue. Let's take this break.
A Call to Business is delighted to introduce C2B Print and Publishing Limited, situated at 20 Old Railway Line, Brookfields. C2B Print and Publishing is an arm of a Call to Business group of companies with headquarters in London. At C2B Print and Publishing, we deliver the highest quality printing you can find at very competitive prices. Our staff and professional operators have a combined experience exceeding 15 years in the industry with local and international expertise. C2B Print and Publishing offers prompt services with a top quality Heidelberg presses which are of precision German engineering. Contact us now for your full color printing of magazines, posters and flyers, corporate identity stationery, brochures, annual reports, calendars, etc. Call us today on 030-999-911 or 088-999-933. C2B Print and Publishing. We meet all your printing needs with a touch of class and excellence.
Be the change that you want to see.
Welcome back. The 2013 demographic survey say teenage pregnancy. Now one of the major things in way them na culprit for maternal mortality. Now I mean say one of the major things where they make woman they die when they born. Now because you get this whole chunk of girl picking them, we not do it for get belly, take belly. And when it come for born, they get a lot of complication where they add to the number of women where they die, where they born. You want to break this thing down for me, ma?
Teenage pregnancy, it gets a significant effect on maternal mortality. That is, if pikin you time not reach yet for born, you get belle before time. When you go born, you dey get complication. Because the womb not ready, the body not ready, the mind if it gets psychological impact, it get physiological impact, it get consequences, and you're not brilliant man, you know the economic impact on society. So we dey advise picking them, not forget belle before time. When person are picking, play like a child, do childhood things, leave adult things for adults then. Teenage pregnancy very bad because some can go to for do bad abortion there again, where they cause more loss of lives. So teenage pregnancy, we can discourage them. We can try for talk to the pikin, the educate them, but we can't do that.
Ministry of Education say they want to get belly with the belly. They should not allow them for take exam. It's a whole lot of noise. But I want to put you on the spot, man. Well, tell me what that you take. Tell me what that you take on that, man.
Me own take. Me role as an office now for complement the Ministry of Education.
Yeah.
So I joined the ministry in the stance where they take on pregnancy. I listen to all the arguments them. Sometimes they cause distraction. Some other pikin go look at as role model, and pikin then get forget penalties and consequences. So I did be in the ministry.
I like that. So let's go then to the long again. You say roles. Let me say you say then they look them as role model. What do that mean, man?
They go copy the wrong behavior.
Some
can cause distraction.
Yes,
exactly. Some say, well, if me say that they don't get belly, me say they get.
School, so.
Yeah. So most times we can encourage them, let them know get belly. But if they don't get belly, are they behind the ministry understands where the government take? And see then they advocate for special rooms for them now. If they're pregnant, they forget special rooms. But waiting me, they advocate for more now the girl child for stay on in school. Let pregnancy they out of the way. If by chance you become pregnant, if you don't born your baby, you can still turn your life around again. You still go school again or go college. try for learn a trade, try for make yourself more economically independent.
Of course, the other issues then with this teenage pregnancy, that the fact that then they give picking early. So regarding at the country now, they still give picking early, too early for marriage. It's normal. Everybody know for economic reasons. One man they way, now they feed the family, say, look this weekend I want her, then get into that. Can we be able to fix this problem?
Yes, I don't always be an advocate on the prevention of early marriage. Me, they talk to traditional and cultural people there. We will not take a campaign over all over the country. And for cultural reasons and some religious reasons, some people then still believe in giving the girl child to early marriage. I totally not they subscribe to that. Picking not for marriage before time. We don't do several campaigns and encouraging the girl child to stay on in school. You know, for only go school.
Are the laws in the country strong enough for make sure say that
they are strong, but the onus they on the parents them. Me na possible they work.
Make I hear that. Tell me what the parents level.
Because I they work with the community. I can normally use traditional, religious, and even young leaders, even the Pekin themselves can deal with me, then they give the views on their topic here. I can use my podium as first ladies for negotiate and educate the families about the importance of education.
If they tell you, say, Mama, now what you get? Now make you the talk so you man get money and all thing now they run the country. Me not get money for take care of my family. You know, if anybody can give me money, I go. You know, now they survive. And yes. So what do you respond to that, man?
Some can talk that, but by the time we seminar, then they don't. They all can say, me I don't see the importance of educating the Pekin. I want let me pick in town like a first lady. So most of the rural side,
like
they
that.
can use that after we don't negotiate, we don't put all the arguments, we don't hear it from all the parties them. Then the picking themselves can make up their mind. Me, I will be like first lady, I will stay on in school, I will done school. The people they not go pull me there.
What did you find out what today, even as we celebrate Safe Motherhood Day and the entire week, in terms of what you're going to be involved in this whole week, and not this whole week, beyond, that you could dedicate your time and, you know, in fighting, continue for fight?
Well, me family then a salon, I don't come back again for continue the work where I've been the work, for let all man know say, Bella woman no for left man born. That is for reduce maternal mortality and increase child survival. The Ebola scourge make most people, they nearly all man afraid for going to hospital. But we don't come back again. On Safe Motherhood Day, they tell una say the hospital and don't come back, government don't support them, doctors and they, nurses they. That hospital na the best place for born you Pekin. Do ya them mami the usa una all day. Una will all come back for begin born in our hospital. The hospital not get Ebola. They don't decontaminate them, they don't free them of Ebola. So do ya let all man come born in our hospital.
Thank you very much. That was the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone. We have the privilege on a special edition of Life by Design for bringing kind to you as we celebrate Safe Motherhood Day this week. Nobody know they talk with you. They do so if you know me get parents that will born you. If I had died stillbirth, if me mommy been died and born, I would not have been here. And so I think every child deserves, and every woman deserves the right for able for go born and born safely, and also able for make sure say get well body and the Koroma self get well body and the Pekin get well body. Stay tuned.
Be the change that you want to see.
Well, from the office of the First Lady back to our Life by Design studios. We don't hear all the arguments. We don't hear from you. We've been there where we meet and talk to, and you don't hear the other people all where we interview on waiting at their position on this teenage pregnancy. Now, waiting at the Life by Design position. Number one, we agree say when you allow girl picking, we get belly for go school and go there amongst in company there. Na bad influence. And like the First Lady put on, he say na bad role model on in company. We also agree say the physical effect of girl picking we get belly is so heavy we're not the allow for making even able for study very well, prepare for the exams, and even go take their exams then day. And the evidence they actually don't prove say most times they not even do well on the exams then. So it better make them not even attempt them at all. However, LBD also agrees say some injustice they take place where you they now take action against the girl picking we don't get belly, and then tell them way now the young company, the age group, give them the belly, then they go school and the girl picking is sitting now us. So maybe some injustice they play there. And another side where you stretch the injustice are the fact that some of them girl picking are so the circumstances under which they get this belly, some of them were raped. Some of them actually, now older people them take advantage of them. Some of them are their relatives them. Some of them, with the consent of their parents them, money and financial issues allow them for making them able to go through this, and we ultimately can push them into early marriage. How do we solve these things? Well, the government gets in such short-term approach. Allow them picking their ass, so provide a special training for them where they teach them what thing they're supposed to know. Instead of teaching them geography and history, now beke, make them learn first waiting it take for able to maintain themselves till they're able to born safely. And government say when they're born safely, then go able to help them for make sure say they go back na school. But how do we solve this matter on the long term? 3 things will come out from this broadcast now. That number 1, we for help for find way from focus on preventing girl picking them not for take belly when they go school. Number 2, when the one that we don't take belly already, we have to be able to come around there and help them make sure they deliver safely. And number 3, the one them we don't deliver safely, we have to be able to make sure they have the opportunity to go back to school. What do you think about that? We want for your from you. Send you your text message or your WhatsApp message with number na 030-600-600. With Facebook page, you can go like with Facebook page and post your comments and there with Facebook. Address at www.facebook.com/LBD, or you can send with Twitter. With Twitter handle na at LBDSL14. You can also watch with videos them on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, type Life by Design, or with videos them or we shows them already there. Well, that's all we have for you in today's edition of the show. But next week, on our next episode, we want to bring you our first change maker, Dr. Christiana Thorpe. Listen small for man.
If change get for come, not afraid for take the initiative, for do what you believe say na the right thing. Not afraid, you begin the change, then you go find out say others then will follow that change thing. I think say one person can make a big difference in any society.
Be the change that you want to see.
And finally, before we close, I want to bring you with Ebola updates for this week. And we take comparison month on month, 25th of February, and we compare USAI with it now, 25th of March 2015. Nationally, the entire country, by this time last month, 25th February, we'll be get a total of new cases for the month. We're at 257, but now 25th of March, we get 180 cases. Western area have been 113, now 97. Putlokon have been 70, now 43. Bombalin have been 28, now 13. Cambian have been 26, now 24. Konon have been 8, now 0. And so if you look at the total, nationally, we reduced by 77, we're at 30%. That is a good fight we're fighting, and one for urge every Sierra Leonean. This is to encourage all of us that it's a good fight. We are winning the fight, and so let's just continue to do the right things them where they make sure say Ebola become history in our country. On behalf of our sponsors, AfriCell, a call to business, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, and the National Youth Commission by extension. Until next week, be the change you want to see.